Can you hear me now?
I can.
Hello
Now it's fine.
everyone.
It's fine.
Okay.
Today we have the
Sorry,
pleasure
sorry
of
for the
speaking with Marco
inconvenience.
Ferra,
So,
a
welcome
seasoned
to my
global
YouTube
engineering
channel,
leader with over 18
Marco.
years of
It's
experience
a
driving
pleasure
business
to speak
agility.
to you. As
So
you told me,
he's a
like you're a
Portuguese
seasoned global
leading
engineering
guy,
leader with over
and
18 years
it's
of
a great
experience. I saw
pleasure
in your
and honor for
Yes.
LinkedIn
me
as well.
to get
Yes.
him
So, from
today to my
heading a
discussion.
metrology laboratory for 12 years to leading global software projects, can you give a brief overview of your career uh, path and what sparked your passion for helping professionals pivotal their careers?
Of course. And I let me tell you that I didn't know about the channel, and I think it's great. Great initiatives. I saw some of the recordings, not all of them, because there are a lot of information there, and I loved it. So you want me to go in 5 minutes, go through my professional experience, something like that. You mentioned.
Yes.
So okay, so I'm an engineer by education, by training. I have a master's in electrical and computers engineering. I started my career in a laboratory. I was a calibration engineer, and then I became the head of that laboratory many years ago. And at the time, we were developing prototypes, so hardware and software to put in manufacturing plants in both automotive and aerospace industries. So we were working with Airbus, for example, in the aerospace industry, but also in Siemens and Bosch and other big players in the market. I was an engineer, as I told you. Then I became the head of laboratory, still solving problems, but contacting more and more with clients, making sure that we had good contracts, understanding the requirements, and so on. And then after a while, I was invited to lead some projects,
So
not solving the
I could
problems, but
catch
managing
up
the team of
Marco,
engineers
who's
that
a
would solve
very
the
busy
problem.
professional
And
since he's
I
doing a
did
lot of
it. I did
mentorships
that for
and
12 years.
leaderships to
It
the
was a Portuguese
teams
company.
across
I'm
the world.
Portuguese.
Today,
It was a
so hope you
Portuguese
enjoyed
company.
my discussion with
And
Marco,
in
and stay tuned with
2019,
my YouTube
I
channel since I'm
relocated to
going to
London,
bring up
in the United
some
Kingdom, because I was invited
technical
from one of
discussions
our
with
clients
global leads
to get
across
a
the
role there.
world. Thank you
Because
very
in
much.
my first stage of my career, during those 12 years, I was shifting more from the engineering side to the project management side, to leading those projects. And I didn't have the skills. As an engineer, I was very good, so to speak. But managing projects, it's a different type of skill. And I took a series of certifications. I became certified as a Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, and also as a Safe Scrum Master, and so on. And then in 2019, I was invited to go to London, and I joined Hertz. Hertz is the car rental company. We had projects around telemetry, making sure that we were customer profiling the users of the vehicles. And it was a great experience for me. Then the pandemic hit in 2020, I think. And after a year, I decided I'll go back to Portugal and to be close to my parents. They were getting old. I've joined a biopharmaceutical company. It's called IMGen. It's American Genetics. And we were doing continuous improvement projects there just on finance. And finance, I didn't really like it. I think I like more the engineering side of things. And then I was invited to join Sky, the UK, British Sky broadcasting company. The main competitors, it's Netflix and Disney and HBO and so on. I joined the team. And because I've already started doing some consulting business into 2018, I think, 2019, I keep doing that. But with my professional experience, I shifted from the management consulting type of role I had to a more mentorship and career guidance coaching, because I started as an engineer, and now I'm an engineer in my heart, in my brain, but I lead projects, and it's not the same thing. And I think that everyone can have the opportunity to try different roles, different companies, understand the industries, understand the environments. And I love doing that coaching. So right now I'm leading projects at Sky. Sky is part of the Comcast group. And also in my free time, so to speak, I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I have a business, and I try to give some tips, some advice, lead people that want to pivot careers or want to grow in their careers to achieve that. And I love doing that. I hope in 5 minutes I was able to tell you my experience.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. Thank you, Marco. So you worked extensively in both the automotive and aerospace industries, and now in software.
That's right.
Yeah. What are some key differences and similarities you observed in engineering?
Oh, it's very different. It's very different. So the automotive and the aerospace industries, they are very regulated in a way that we need to follow strict compliance rules, a lot of international standards. We have audits, and it's hard, you know. So, for example, production lines also work 24/7. We need to mitigate the risk in terms of an engineering project. In software development, it's not like that. In software development, it's very agile in a way that everything keeps iterating. The requirements sometimes are not well defined. The risk is greater. The products, they don't have as much quality as they could have. So it's very, very different. And I would say that it's more chaotic. Software development, it's more chaotic. Sometimes it doesn't work well. There's also a lot of turnover, especially in companies, because in well-regulated environments, people tend to grow in their careers and stay there for a very long time. For example, I was there for 12 years and I learned a lot. But now in the software industry, it's very easy to see developers or engineers quit their jobs after 2, 3, 4 years because they want something more appealing, they want an increase in the salary, and so on. So those type of environments, although it's engineering, both of them, it's very, very different. Industry is completely different.
Yeah. So business agility is a hot topic. So in your experience, what are the most crucial elements for fostering an agile environment within these global engineering teams?
Well, there is a lot of competition, you know, and the problem is that everyone wants to deliver faster. But there is a trade-off between being faster and being correct, being with quality. And so agility, it's very easy. They just need to write code and just need to test. The problem is having the right balance. For example, when leading projects, the project leaders, they make a huge difference because we have product teams on one side, we have development or engineering teams on the other side, and they don't speak the same language. And I've been in many different types of companies that agile, for one company, it's completely different from agile to a different company, because the processes are not mature enough, the developers are not in a safe environment to speak about the problems. That depends on the size of the company, that depends on the culture of the company. I would say that for having agility in a company, we need to have first a safe environment. So we need to have a really healthy environment for people to speak up about the problems. And then we have to have project leaders or project managers or program managers that connect the pieces. And they need to be very good at it because they are the communication channel between the product vision and the engineering teams. So for me, that's crucial. Just having a self-contained agile team with a Scrum Master, developers, and QAs, it's not enough. We have to have processes in place, and we need to have good project leaders on those companies and on those projects, of course. But that's my perspective. Yes, I'm not sure if it is yours, but that's my perspective. I've seen projects be successful and projects fail, and I think that's a key element.
Yeah. So with your experience, what are the biggest challenges in communication and collaboration, and how do you overcome them within the teams you are handling and mentoring?
When I was in the aerospace industry, everything was written down. You know, everything was very precise. Everything was very clear. In an agile environment, it's not like that. Not everything is written down. Not everything is clear for everyone. Also, cultures are different. For example, when I worked in the aerospace industries, we were all engineers. We speak the same language. But in software development, we have product teams, design teams, UI, UX. Then you have QAs, then you have developers. They don't speak the same language. And I think one of the success factors in those communication is to be flexible. It's to know the tools, it's to know the frameworks, it's to work with people, but be flexible and try to have a communication style that allows you to write some things that are important, but also be willing to know that you don't know everything, and the other perspective is really, really important. So, and you need to be adaptable. You know, you need to be able to step out of your comfort zone and really be able to understand what's going on the other side. I think that's fundamental.
So when talking about the CVs, crafting a compelling CV and positively impacting recruiters are crucial. So what are your tips for the professionals looking to enhance their job applications?
Well, that's a good question. Most of the roles that I got, I was invited. So I didn't send out many CVs, but I can tell you that from a recruitment perspective, sometimes I review some CVs and I make some advice to line managers. We don't go through the CV. You know, that doesn't happen. It's the first 3 or 5 seconds. We look at the headline, we skim through the professional experience, and we make a decision in 5 seconds. So, because there are a lot of candidates, you know. So one of the advice I always, maybe I can give, is that make the first 4 lines in the header the most important thing in your CV. State your years of experience, state the industries, state your education, state your certifications, the languages that you speak. It fit there in the first 4 or 5 lines in the header of the CV. The rest, it can be as complete as you want. You can state your achievements, the benefits for the company, the value, where your role was applied. But I think that the first 4 lines of the CV, they will tell you if you get the chance to have an interview or not. For me, it's really important because it's, you know, as recruiters, they are doing recruitment for many years. They are tired. They have seen hundreds of CVs. They will not spend more than 10 seconds on the CV. So the first part of the page, it's the most important part. Hope it makes sense.
Yeah. So, you emphasize getting into shape and fostering the growth mindsets as well. So how do you help individuals when you're during your mentoring sessions to cultivate the growth mindset?
I have different people have different needs. You know, some people, they want to grow in their careers. Some they are shy. I'm also a little bit shy, so I know the problem, and they want to communicate better. Others want to pivot their careers. There are many different types of people. I don't have a specific role. What I can tell you is that whatever the goal that a specific individual might have, the most important thing is not to stop. It's not to be lazy, because it's easy to just keep doing the things that they've been doing for weeks or years and repeating the recipe and not getting any results. So one thing that I tell them is that if you want to change careers, it's an 8-hour per day job. You know, you need to put your mind and heart to it. If you want to grow in your career, same thing. It's 8 to 10 hour day job. You need to have a structured approach. You need to know yourself. You need to know what you want. You don't need to know everything, but a little bit. It's good. And you need to keep working. If you lack a skill, go get a certification. If you need to practice speaking with someone because your communication skills are not great, go to a mirror. You know, speak to a mirror. Speak to yourself. But whatever you do, don't be lazy. Don't just sit on the couch seeing telly all day. Get out and try to do the best that you can. And of course, some guidance. I try to give some guidance that's useful. But most of the work they need to do themselves. And that's my advice. It's a job, you know, growing in your career, changing careers, doing something different that you like. It's a job. You need to put the hours on it. It's the only way.
Yeah. So how can individuals find the right mentor for them when they need the mentorship?
Well, That's a good question. I don't know. That depends how much they want to spend on the mentorship. That depends on the leadership style. That depends on the problem. That depends on a lot of stuff. I can tell you that my personal style, I try to fit the needs of the people that I work with. So, for example, if they are shy, I try to send some messages to them. If they are very open, extroverted, I have video calls. So I think that one key asset of a mentor is being able to put himself in the other shoes, in the other person's shoes, and make the communication easier for them. Not for me. I have my own personality. I know what I like. But I need to make sure that the framework fits their needs. It's about them. It's about their success. And I also learn. It's also not easy for me, some things. I also need to adapt my communication. But a good mentor, it's someone that is there in a way that is useful for them. Not for me, but for them. And we have lots of experience. Maybe you also have lots of experience. I have 18 years of experience. I've seen a lot. I've not seen everything, but I've seen a lot. And seeing people grow, overcoming obstacles, and making sure that they have success, it's a very good feeling, I think. And that happens when we really open ourselves and we make the communication fit their needs. I think that's very important.
Okay, so what final advice would you give to the professionals looking to make a meaningful change in their careers?
My top advice, number one advice.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yes, I was remember some things. I think one of the most important thing is you need to do what you like, what you enjoy, what you have fun. It's not to say that you shouldn't do things that are not fun. You should, because all work has some aspect of it that is not fun. But in general, you will be more successful in your role. You'll get better paid. Your recognition will increase if you do something that you like, because you are going home that day and you are going to keep thinking about it. It's natural for you. You love it. And sometimes it's not like that because the leadership is not good or the culture of the company is not good. Many things can create obstacles for that. But a good principle is don't do it just for the money. Do it because it drives you to get up in the morning and do the job. You need to feel a fire inside about what you do. And the first key element is discover yourself. If you don't know what you like to do, I've seen this in the past, people zigzagging. Just put some post-its on the wall, write different scenarios, learn about yourself first, and choose a path, choose a way, and stick to it, but do something that you love. For me, it's critical to be successful.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Marco. So with
Of
the
course.
tight schedule you had, thank you very much for joining me today. There's a lot to
It's a
talk.
pleasure.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk. So I hope I can able to catch you up in a future discussion
Love
as well. Yeah,
I'd love to.
thank.
And I would love also to have a good conversation with you to learn more about you, because I love people. I think that you have a lot of experience in the YouTube space. I'm not a real social media guru. I don't produce videos, but I would love to know you more. So perhaps we can speak again in the future. I hope.
Sure, I'll keep in touch with you. Thank you very much for joining today.
Thank you so much. And
Okay.
take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you.
Bye.